Hello viewers, welcome to another edition of Tech Tips. My name is Basir, and this week we will be talking about wall open framing map. What it essentially is as you can see, I have a quick little panel here with two different door types. So I have my single flush 36 by 88 by 80 and a 36 by 84, as well as two different window types, so 36 by 72 and a 36 by 48. Now you'll notice they're all being framed exactly the same way, and that's simply because in my properties I set that I wanted to frame using the opening tab. So use settings from my opening tab, and my opening tab essentially says if it's a window, frame it this way, if it's a door, frame it this way. Now what we can do with the wall open framing mapping is we're able to associate a marker to a specific either type of window, type of door, whether it's you could also do it by width. So if the window's 0 to 1 foot in length, I want to frame it with marker X. If it's 1 foot to 4 foot in length, I want to frame it with marker Y. And if it's 4 foot and beyond, frame it with marker Z. So the way we can achieve that is firstly going to marker type. We're going to go to project, rule set, and create a rule set. Now rule number 1 of MWF, always duplicate your default rule set. I'm simply going to call it demo rule set. Simply hit OK. Next, you simply want to open it and actually put in your rules, your different rules. So we can do that by simply clicking the plus button, saying that we want to add a different rules. We're going to start by adding a rule for our windows. So first step is you want to select the criteria type. You could do it by width, essentially saying, giving a width range, saying 0 to 2 feet. You could do it by window height, and giving a height range, or do it by window type, essentially saying if I have a 36 by 48, I want to frame it with the default marker, let's say. You would obviously have to set up all your markers, so you could duplicate your markers and set them up to the number of kings you want, the conditions you want, etc., the tolerances. You could also add a common criteria, saying that if I have this window fixed 36 by 48, right now it's saying on any level and on any wall type, it is going to frame it with the default marker. If I wanted to only do it on exterior walls, for example, I could do that, and then on interior walls, I might want to frame it a different way. So I'm just going to leave it at any, simply hit OK, and I just added that rule set. I can always double click on that rule set and change it any criteria I want. I can also add a description in case I'm exporting over to my colleagues, just so they know the reasoning or any description I want to give it. I'm going to go ahead and add another rule set, again for a window type, and simply do it for my 36 by 72. I might want to frame it with a single flat header. Simply find the single flat header right over here and simply hit OK. I'm also going to add some quick rule sets for my door now. So a single door, again, you could do it by width, height, or door type. And I'm simply going to select the 36 by 80 and say that I want to frame it with my double flat header. Simply hit OK. Add another rule set for a door and say that I want to frame my 36 by 84. I want to frame it with a double vertical header. Simply hit OK. You will notice that there is a D right over here on that first rule set I created. That signifies the default rule set, the default rule, if you will. Essentially saying I'm doing it by type. So what happens if I have a window that I don't have a rule set for? It's simply going to use the default rule set. I'm able to change the default rule set. For example, if I wanted a single header to be the default marker, I can simply select this and click the Set as Default button, and it just changed the default. If I wanted to delete my rule set, for example, I'm simply going to delete my door rule set and just modify that single door and just put it by door width. Simply say if it's anywhere from 0 to 4 feet, I just want to frame it with my double flat header. Once I do that, I can simply hit the check mark, close it off, and then in your panel properties, you want to set up that you want to use the rule set as opposed to the opening tab. So I want to use an opening mapping rule set and select my demo rule set I just created. Hit OK, and you'll notice that all the framing is going to change. You'll notice that most of my doors have a double header. This one would have a flat header, and this one will have a default, which has similar properties to the single flat header, but they could always be changed. The beauty of this is if we ever change the default, the opening types, the marker that they're associated with, for example, if I go to my double flat header right over here, I double click it, and let's say I wanted, instead of 2 kings, I just wanted 1 king. I could simply delete this secondary king in it, hit the blue check mark, make that save. A simple matter of regeneration is going to read that there was a change to that marker and update it to a single king on either side automatically. Thank you very much, guys. This has been Tech Tip. See you guys later.